Hey there everyone, this is Michael Duggal, your Greater Toronto Area real estate resource, and it seems the nature of this market is exposing a lot of fraudulent activity that's taken place, and Ontario regulators have recently slapped fines of over $600,000. We're going to talk more about that story, and I'll share my experience from being in the marketplace every single day. And if you are considering buying or selling, make sure to call me. And if you're looking for a great real estate brokerage, make sure to reach out to me to learn more about eXp Realty. And what happened was two mortgage brokers did a transaction outside of their mortgage brokerage. These mortgage brokers had facilitated a purchase on a gas station where they falsified the documents and the loan was put in place when it shouldn't have been. And what had happened was the borrower or the purchaser didn't end up making their mortgage payments. That's why we need to, of course, verify their documents, verify their job status and their credit. And then what happened was the private lender was the one that suffered and lost $624,000. And very commonly, as a real estate agent, I hear buyers complain that the banks are too strict and they're not giving out mortgages. But examples like this really show us why proper due diligence is needed, as buyers are often defaulting on their mortgages in this market. But what's worse is that we're seeing more mortgage brokers exposed for similar fraudulent-like activity. Like this London mortgage broker was actually faced with $82,000 in fines and their license suspended for only a year. And very recently it was published that Ontario regulators levied $430,000 in penalties and revoked a brokerage license. Although despite the many negative headlines, I want to remind you that transactions are still being done every day, and we're seeing between 5,000 to 5,500 sales take place per month in the residential resale market in the Greater Toronto Area. And here's how the average price has changed across different property styles. We're looking at detached homes, semi-detached homes, condo townhomes, and condo apartments. And as you can see, it's not that prices have really plummeted. It's more like the sales activity is very low, but we have actually seen that rents have decreased quite significantly lately, with the average Toronto one-bedroom home dropping by 10% year over year, and the average two-bedroom home in Toronto dropping about 11% over the past year. With respect to the average price, it's specific areas which have really dropped more in value than others, and I've learned that the properties which appreciated more than they shouldn't have, which have seen the largest price drop. And that's illustrated here because this identical property without any changes sold for dramatically less than what it had sold for last year. This property sold May 2024 in Markham for $1.355 million, and then the new owners put it up for sale. They had trouble selling the property and then ended up reducing the price and sold it at $1.16 million at the end of September 2025. And here we're taking a look at the sales activity for the newer construction homes. The top represents freehold property or single family homes. The bottom represents condo apartments, and we can see just how few condo apartments have been sold this year to date, only 1,354. And if we contrast that to 2021, we had almost 20,000 new construction condos that were sold. And I'd love to know your predictions and thoughts in the comment section below. Do subscribe if you found the video informative, and I look forward to seeing you next time.